Well, Chicago Democrats, they're fed up with another sort of citywide issue, migrants. They're now blaming progressive leaders and the city's sanctuary city status for ongoing problems. Now, think about this. Since October of last year, tens of thousands, over 34,000 asylum seekers have arrived in Chicago. Shelters have been overcrowded. The city has been sending millions. And there is anger in a city where poverty and homelessness is not being addressed as aggressively as the millions of dollars being afforded to immigrants. Lawmakers say this kind of money grab, it's unsustainable, since Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker initially deemed Illinois would proudly consent to helping those who sought the U.S. for sanctuary. Chicagoans are now pleading with officials to end that sanctuary status, take care of locals who are in need. And joining me right now is Zerlina Smith Members. She is an advocate with the Chicago Cook County Coalition for Humane Migration Management. I want to ask you first, as a Democrat, I've talked to an alderman who happens to also be a Democrat about how President Biden should be held accountable. You agree?
Yes, this needs to have some responsibility on a national level, and on a local level, we shouldn't have to put this bill because we have a bunch of people who are unqualified and they are misappropriating the taxpayers' dollars. So we need to have a team of individuals come in with experience to give the Chicagoans and the people of the state of Illinois some hope, because right now we see a bunch of migrants who are benefiting off the backs of us, and we have a current mayor who blames everything but himself. And look at how much money that's being spent. And we have people who are constantly losing their jobs here in Chicago that are born and raised here.
Nearly $200 million have been allocated to sheltering, food, and caring for immigrants under newly elected Mayor Brandon Johnson. You mentioned him. I know that back in September, your group was actually asking for $300 million in federal assistance to help deal with this issue. Have you heard anything in regards to that ask?
No, we haven't heard anything in regards to any of our demands and pleas. That's why I'm running for our current mayor's former vacated seat, the 1st District of Cook County Commissioner seat. And we have to look at what we had before he became mayor and what we have now, and those individuals that are being appointed to seats and being elected by big money, which comes from a lot of our CTU-backed members. We've got nothing here in Chicago, and we're fed up, and we're organizing every day to put people on these ballots, help getting ballot access to make it easier and affordable for people to run. This is inhumane how they're treating the illegal migrants, but telling the citizens that we have to wait for any services that is due to us.
It's interesting. I've lived in a lot of cities. I happen to live here in Chicago, and seeing them in tents outside of the police stations and inside the lobbies, and that's where they're living right now. And then finding out that schools, old, abandoned school buildings that aren't equipped with care for people who are actually using that space as a residence. It just seems bizarre and unsustainable. Mayor Johnson released plans of evicting immigrants from city shelters and creating this cap of 60 days. It sounds something like what Mayor Adams in New York did, but where in the world are they supposed to go?
What the mayor needs to really do is stand up and listen to everyone across the state, which is the voters, the residents, the taxpayers. It's cheaper to send them back. We don't have the space for our own residents. We closed schools down by the mass in Black and brown communities in 2015, and they said that they would not be utilized for anything else, but yet still they're opening and spending taxpayers' dollars with the community, saying that they do not want the tick of violence, which is coming from the illegal immigrants. And we're just being led by someone else's agenda, and it's not the community, and it's not the old regime. It's a new regime because they want to build up the population in schools and a new voter turnout. We have to make sure that we, as Black people in the city of Chicago, stand ground, and we let people who use the color of their skin to get elected and the big donors that they took money from to get elected responsible. This can no longer be. This is inhumane how they're treating everyone. We as Chicagoans are being treated like we are immigrants as opposed to all the handouts that they're giving to the migrants.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.